The Japanese samurai were an elite class of warriors who played a pivotal role in Japan's history from the Heian period, 794–1185, to the Edo period, 1603 to 1868. The samurai originally began as provincial warriors hired by noble families and local rulers during the Heian period. These early samurai served as soldiers or guards, but their role and influence grew as they became more organized and powerful. They were skilled in various forms of combat, particularly with the sword, and adhered to a code of honor and loyalty that would define their legacy. During the late Heian period, Japan saw increasing instability, with aristocratic families vying for power. In this environment, the samurai began to rise as important military leaders. One of the most famous figures from this time was Minamoto no Yoritomo, who established the first shogunate military government in 1192 after the Genpei War, 1180–1185. The shogunate system marked the beginning of a new political order in Japan, with the shogun holding the most power, overshadowing the emperor. As Japan entered the Kamakura, 1185 and 1333, and Muromachi, 1336 to 1573 periods, samurai culture became more deeply entrenched. The samurai served as vassals to their lords, daimyos, in the feudal system. Samurai were granted land and were expected to maintain peace and order in their regions, protect their lords, and engage in warfare. This period also saw the development of the Bushido code, the ethical framework that governed samurai conduct. Bushido, meaning the way of the warrior, emphasized virtues such as loyalty, honor, courage, and respect for others. The code also stressed self-discipline, integrity, and the willingness to sacrifice one's life for one's lord. The Bushido code has often been romanticized, portraying the samurai as noble warriors bound by a strict moral compass. Samurai were renowned for their martial skills, particularly with the katana, a curved sword, which became the symbol of the samurai. They were also trained in other forms of combat, including archery and horseback riding. In addition to their military skills, samurai were expected to be well-versed in the arts, literature, and philosophy, reflecting the broader cultural role they played in society. During the Sengoku period, 1467 to 1603, Japan was embroiled in nearly constant civil war, and the samurai were at the forefront of these conflicts. The samurai fought for their lords in a series of battles, such as the famous Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, which led to the unification of Japan under Tokugawa Ieyasu and the start of the Tokugawa shogunate, 1603 to 1868. The Tokugawa shogunate brought a period of peace and stability to Japan, with the samurai serving as bureaucrats, administrators, and warriors in times of peace. However, over time, their role in warfare diminished as Japan became more centralized and society became more stratified. The samurai were still honored and respected, but many struggled with their diminishing power. The 19th century brought major changes, particularly with the arrival of Western powers. The samurai class faced a crisis as Japan underwent modernization during the Meiji Restoration, 1868. The new Meiji government, seeking to strengthen Japan and open it to the West, abolished the samurai class in 1876 as part of a broader reform to create a modern army and economy. Samurai were stripped of their privileges, and the traditional way of life began to fade. Though the samurai as a class no longer existed, their cultural legacy continued to influence Japan. The samurai ethos, particularly the Bushido code, continued to resonate in Japanese culture, arts, and martial disciplines. The samurai spirit has been immortalized in literature, films, and popular culture, both in Japan and around the world. The samurai have become iconic figures in the global imagination, often depicted as symbols of honor, discipline, and martial prowess. Their story reflects not only the history of Japan, but also the enduring influence of their values on the modern world.